The galaxy was vast, endless, and full of secrets. Humanity had spread among the stars faster than any other species. Every star system was mapped, every planet scanned, and every wormhole studied. Yet, there was one strange fact that puzzled every explorer. The galactic map always ended at human space. No charts went beyond it. No alien species ever crossed the boundary. And strangely, no one ever asked why. Captain Arya Voss stared at the glowing map in the bridge of the starship Horizon's edge. Her eyes traced the edges where human space met the void. Beyond it was nothing, just black, silent, and empty. Even the most advanced sensors could detect no stars, no planets, no signs of life. Arya had led expeditions across uncharted systems before, but this boundary was different. It felt alive. She couldn't explain it, but a cold shiver ran down her spine. "Captain," Lieutenant Rico said, pointing at the monitor, "we're picking up a signal. Weak, but repeating." Arya frowned. Signals this far from mapped space were unusual. The crew leaned over their consoles, decoding the strange pulses. It was faint, almost like a heartbeat, slow and steady. The pattern repeated over and over, and yet it carried something strange, almost familiar. "Trace it," Arya ordered. "I want to know where it comes from." The ship's AI, a calm voice named Solis, responded, "Signal origin located. Coordinates mark a star system just beyond the map's edge." The crew exchanged uneasy glances. No one had ever gone this far. Some argued it might be a trick of the sensors, a cosmic anomaly. Others whispered that no human had ever returned from that far. But Arya's curiosity was stronger than her fear. She had spent her life exploring the unknown. She would not turn away now. As the horizon's edge approached the coordinates, the stars began to look strange. They flickered, as if the light itself were alive. Instruments went haywire, reading impossible distances and energies. Shadows seemed to move where no shadows should be. Even Rico, always calm and logical, swallowed hard. Then the signal grew louder. It was no longer just a pattern of pulses. It almost sounded like a voice, whispering words that no one could fully understand. Arya felt a chill. Her thoughts drifted to the warning stories of explorers lost in the void. Yet she also felt an irresistible pull, as if the signal were calling her by name. She shook her head, trying to dismiss the thought, but it lingered. The bridge crew worked in tense silence. Sensors detected a dying star at the heart of the system. Its light flickered like a candle in the dark. Orbiting it was an object unlike anything anyone had seen. A massive structure, blacker than the void itself, absorbing light around it. It was perfectly shaped, but not natural. There were no planets, no asteroids, just this dark monolith floating silently. Arya stared at it, her mind racing. "Prepare for scans," she said, her voice steady, though her heart beat fast. "I want to know what that is." Solis responded, "Scans initiated. Energy readings are unusual. This object emits a low-frequency hum, similar to the signal." The hum grew, vibrating through the hull of the ship. The crew looked at each other, tension building. No one spoke. Even the most experienced officers felt a strange fear, a sense that they were trespassing where they should not be. Then, without warning, the signal pulsed stronger, faster, almost like a heartbeat racing in fear or anger. Lights on the bridge flickered. Arya gripped the edge of her console, her mind sharp and alert. The ship's instruments recorded something impossible. The monolith seemed to move, just slightly, as if alive. Arya's voice was quiet but firm. "This is it. This is the edge. Whatever is out there, it knows we're here." And in that moment, the stars outside the viewport seemed to hold their breath, waiting for what humanity would do next. The horizon's edge drifted closer to the dark monolith. Its massive black surface seemed to swallow the faint light of distant stars. The signal, once a faint heartbeat, now pulsed stronger, almost like it was alive, reaching into the ship and tugging at the minds of the crew. Each pulse felt personal, as if it knew their thoughts, their fears, even their names. Lieutenant Rico hunched over his console, decoding fragments of the mysterious signal. "Captain, this is strange," he said. "The signal, it's not random. It carries names." Arya's heart skipped. "Names?" she asked. "Yes, human names. Personal names. And one of them, yours, Captain." Arya froze. Her name. From a place beyond the edge of known space, a place no human had ever reached, came a signal calling her. Her palms were sweaty, but she forced herself to stay calm. "Show me," she said, leaning closer. The screen flickered, and there it was, a small list of names, glowing faintly on the monitor. Arya stared. Each name seemed to pulse like the signal itself. Her name was at the top, highlighted. Below it were names of crew members. Even Rico looked uneasy, glancing nervously at his own name. This isn't possible," Rico whispered. "How can a signal from beyond human space know our names?" Arya's mind raced. It's a warning, or an invitation. She stared at the black monolith floating silently in the void. "We have to find out which." The ship's AI, Solis, spoke in its calm, emotionless tone. "Warning, approaching object may be dangerous. Space-time distortions detected in immediate vicinity. Proceed with caution." Arya nodded. "Understood. Keep full sensors on. No sudden moves." As the horizon's edge moved closer, the monolith seemed to respond. Stars outside the ship appeared to shift, bending like water. Shadows stretched and flickered where no shadows should exist. Crew members whispered nervously. Every officer felt it, the overwhelming sense of being watched. Suddenly, the signal intensified. The steady heartbeat became a rapid thrum, echoing in the hull of the ship. It vibrated through the crew's bones, resonating with something deep inside them. And then, faintly, a voice. Not a voice of words, but of thought, reaching directly into Arya's mind. "Do not come closer, or you will see what should not be seen." Arya's breath caught. She could feel fear ripple through the crew. "Solis, record everything," she said, trying to steady her voice. "Keep shields at maximum. Do not respond to the signal. Yet." Rico's fingers flew over the console. "Captain, the signal. It's reacting to us. Every decision, every movement, it's learning. It's adapting." Arya's mind worked quickly. She had faced danger before, but this was different. This wasn't a storm, or pirates, or even hostile aliens. This was something ancient, intelligent, and aware of them. The ship sensors then picked up something impossible. The monolith was moving. Not fast, not in the way a ship could move. It shifted in space as if stretching, bending the void around it. Its black surface seemed to absorb energy, pulling the light from nearby stars. The crew gasped. Even the AI's tone shifted slightly, calm now tinged with uncertainty. "Captain," Rico said, voice tense. "This thing, it's alive. Or at least, aware. I've never seen anything like it." Arya gripped the console. She felt a mix of fear and fascination. "We came here to explore the unknown," she said quietly. This is the unknown. We can't turn back now." The heartbeat of the signal became almost deafening. The voice, faint but insistent, returned. "Do you wish to know? Or remain in ignorance?" Every crew member felt it. A choice pressed upon them, silent but heavy. Arya's eyes scanned the bridge, meeting the faces of her team. Some were terrified. Others, like her, could not resist the pull. Finally, she made her decision. "We follow it," she said. "Full approach. Sensors ready. Let's see where this leads." As the horizon's edge edged closer to the monolith, the ship shuddered. The void itself seemed to tremble. Stars outside warped into strange shapes. Time felt wrong. And through it all, the signal pulsed. It was no longer just a message. It was an invitation. And something ancient was waking. The horizon's edge drifted closer to the black monolith. Its enormous surface seemed alive, absorbing the faint glow of nearby stars. The closer they got, the more the crew felt it, an oppressive, silent presence that pressed against their minds. No sound came from the void, yet every heartbeat on the ship felt louder. Every thought seemed exposed. Arya stared out at the monolith. "Prepare for scans," she said quietly. "And keep all shields at maximum. I want to know everything about this. Whatever it is." Lieutenant Rico's fingers danced over the console, monitoring every reading. "Captain, sensors detect life forms inside. But they're strange. Not human, not any alien I know. Just echoes. Memories, maybe. Or something like them." Arya's brow furrowed. "Echoes? What do you mean?" "They look like shadows of things that once were," Rico said. "They move when we observe them, but not in any physical way. It's as if they're recorded in the space itself." The crew exchanged uneasy glances. Even the bravest officers whispered warnings. None had felt such fear. Yet curiosity burned stronger than fear in Arya. She had led humanity to the edge of the unknown before, and she would not retreat now. As they approached, the monolith's surface began to ripple faintly, like water disturbed by a stone. Lights on the bridge flickered. Some crew members felt a sudden vertigo, as if the ship itself were bending. Arya gripped the console tightly. "Stay focused. Nothing on this ship has failed yet. Keep your eyes open and your minds clear." Suddenly, visions appeared before the crew. First, Rico saw his childhood home, long destroyed, standing intact. Then, Arya glimpsed a figure she had never known, a small child staring at her with familiar eyes. Each vision was real, yet impossible. Memories, places, people she had never met, yet somehow felt deeply personal. The crew gasped, some stepping back. The bridge lights flickered in time with the visions. "Captain," one officer whispered. "It's reading us. It's showing us ourselves." Arya's heart pounded. "Keep scanning. Try to record everything." She forced herself to remain calm. Her mind raced. If the monolith could reach into their thoughts, what else could it do? Then, a voice, calm, echoing, and inside her head, spoke. "Why do you come here?" Arya felt the words resonate in every part of her being. The crew looked at her, wide-eyed. None had heard such a voice before, yet they all understood it. It was not just a question. It was a test. Who are you?" Arya whispered aloud. "I am the Keeper. You have arrived at the place where human space meets the unknown. You are watched because you are unique. Few species reach this far. Fewer survive." Rico's hands shook. "It knows us, knows everything about us." The monolith pulsed, sending ripples through space around them. The ship's instruments went haywire. Stars seemed to bend, and time itself felt wrong. Shadows moved where there should be none. Every crew member felt dizzy, trapped between reality and vision. Arya forced herself to think clearly. "Solis, maintain orbit. Record all data. Prepare emergency protocols." Solis's calm voice replied, "Protocols active. All systems stable, but monitoring suggests extreme temporal anomalies within monolith vicinity." The visions intensified. Crew members saw themselves making impossible choices, seeing futures that had not happened, even deaths that might come. Arya shivered, feeling fear and fascination in equal measure. The monolith was not merely a structure. It was a being, aware, alive, and old beyond comprehension. "Why do you come here?" The voice repeated, stronger this time, pressing into Arya's mind. She took a deep breath. "To learn. To explore. To understand." The voice paused, then whispered. "Then see, but beware. Knowledge comes with a price." The bridge went silent. The visions faded, but the tension remained. Every crew member knew they had touched something beyond human understanding. And in that silence, Arya realized that the monolith was not just watching, they were being judged. The horizon's edge floated silently near the black monolith, yet silence felt wrong. The stars outside the viewport no longer stayed where they should. They bent, shimmered, and twisted, as if reality itself were breaking. Crew members felt dizzy. Their hearts raced. Even the calm voice of Solis, the ship's AI, seemed tense. "Captain," Rico said, staring at the monitors. "Something is happening. The sensors, they're showing multiple versions of the same star systems. It's like time is splitting." Arya's stomach tightened. She had faced many dangers, but this was unlike anything before. "Explain," she demanded. Rico pointed at the screen. "See these readings? There's the same ship, in multiple positions. Crew members appearing and disappearing. Some moving independently, like other versions of us exist at the same time." Arya swallowed hard. "Temporal anomalies." "Yes, but worse," Rico whispered. "It's not just anomalies. It's testing us. Every move we make, every decision, it records and reacts. The monolith is alive in ways we cannot comprehend." The bridge lights flickered. Shadows stretched unnaturally across the walls. Arya's own reflection in the viewport moved slightly out of sync with her body. She blinked, and for a moment, two of her stared back. One smiled, the other frowned. The crew murmured nervously. Some began questioning reality. "Captain, are we real?" one whispered. Arya forced herself to remain calm. "Yes. We are real. Focus on your tasks. Solis, maintain shields. Keep full scans running." The monolith pulsed. Its black surface rippled as though it were breathing. A low hum filled the ship. The heartbeat signal from before had returned, faster, stronger, almost urgent. And then came the voice, inside their minds, deep and powerful. "Decisions matter. Choose wisely. One wrong step, and all will be lost." Arya realized the truth. The monolith was testing them. It did not simply observe. It created layers of reality, weaving possibilities and outcomes. One wrong choice could trap them forever in fractured time. Suddenly, a passage appeared within the monolith, a dark, swirling tunnel that seemed to exist both in space and beyond it. "Captain," Rico said, voice tight, "there's something inside. It's like a path, but not like any corridor I've ever seen. The laws of physics, they don't apply." Arya studied it. A shiver ran down her spine, but curiosity overrode fear. "I'll go in. We need to know what's waiting. This may be the key to why human space ends here." The crew hesitated, but Arya's determination was clear. "Prepare emergency protocols. Stay here and monitor. Solis, keep track of everything that happens inside." Arya suited up, stepping into the swirling tunnel. Time and space seemed fluid. The stars outside warped into impossible shapes. Every step she took felt like moving through thick water. Sounds echoed, not from the tunnel, but from her own memories. Voices from her past, moments she had forgotten, whispered warnings. She paused, feeling a strange presence brush against her mind. "Why do you come here?" the voice asked again. This time, it was closer, insistent, pressing into her consciousness. "To learn," Arya whispered. "To understand. To protect humanity." The tunnel seemed to respond, pulsing brighter. Shadows danced around her. Shapes formed, then disappeared, flickering glimpses of possible futures, some terrifying, some awe-inspiring. One vision showed the horizon's edge shattered among the stars. Another showed humanity spreading peacefully across the galaxy, unchallenged, triumphant. Arya realized this was more than a test of courage. It was a test of choices, of morality, of humanity itself. Every decision inside this silent world mattered, not just for her, but for the species she represented. Suddenly, the tunnel narrowed. She felt pressure, like the universe itself was folding around her. The heartbeat of the monolith became deafening, and the voice spoke one final warning. One step further, and reality will change forever. Are you ready? Arya's eyes burned with determination. She took a deep breath, steadying herself. Yes, she said. We are ready. And in that moment, the ship outside trembled. Stars warped further. Shadows stretched impossibly. The edge of human space had shifted, and the journey into the unknown was only beginning. The tunnel within the monolith stretched endlessly, folding and twisting in ways that made Arya's mind reel. Time had no meaning here. Every step she took felt both instantaneous and eternal. Shadows danced along the walls, shifting into shapes that hinted at memories, possibilities, and futures she could not yet understand. At the end of the tunnel, she stepped into a vast chamber. It was enormous, stretching beyond the limits of the ship's sensors. The air, or whatever passed for air here, vibrated with an energy that made every muscle in her body tingle. And there, floating silently in the center, was the being. It was unlike anything Arya had seen. Neither flesh nor machine, neither light nor shadow. It glowed faintly from within, a subtle radiance that seemed to pulse in time with a heartbeat signal. It was immense, yet calm, its presence overwhelming but not hostile. I am the Keeper, a voice echoed in Arya's mind. Not spoken but understood. You have arrived at the heart of human space, at the edge where no other species dares to tread. Arya swallowed hard, stepping closer. Why does human space end here? Why does no one cross this boundary? The Keeper's glow pulsed gently. Because humanity is unique. No other species carries what you carry. Potential, adaptability, and evolution beyond the ordinary. You are watched, not out of malice, but caution. Your kind is feared, not for violence alone, but for what you can become. Rico's voice trembled through the comlink. Captain, it knows us. Every human who ever reached this far, every thought, every choice, recorded. Yes, the Keeper responded. We observe. We measure. We test. Every species that reaches the edge of the galaxy carries its own strengths. Humanity carries possibility unlike any other. You can create worlds, or destroy them. You can evolve beyond physical limits. This is why others step back, why the map ends here. Fear, yes, but also respect. Arya felt a chill, a mix of awe and fear. So, this is why no one comes here. They know what we could become. The Keeper pulsed brighter. Yes. And now, you are awake. The choice is yours. Continue safely within the bounds of mapped space, or step beyond, into a destiny that no other species has faced. Few survive the path. Fewer thrive. The crew exchanged nervous glances. Some were terrified. Others, like Arya, felt exhilaration and determination. We cannot turn back now, she whispered. We've come this far. We have to know. The Keeper's voice resonated again, calm and yet profound. Then see what lies ahead. Know that every choice will shape not just you, but all of humanity. You are being given the first true glimpse of your destiny. Arya's mind raced. Visions flashed before her eyes, humans expanding into uncharted galaxies, encountering species that had never dared to approach them, reshaping worlds, creating wonders, but also facing unimaginable challenges. Some futures were terrifying. Others, filled with hope. The Keeper pulsed, sending ripples through the chamber. Understand this. Power alone is meaningless without choice. Every decision you make here will echo across the stars. You are not only explorers. You are the turning point of the galaxy. Rico's voice was quiet, trembling. Captain, the AI reads energy surges like nothing we've ever seen. It's beyond comprehension. How do we even begin to understand it? Arya looked at the glowing entity and felt a strange calm. We begin by observing, by choosing, by being human. The Keeper's glow dimmed slightly, as if nodding. Then proceed. And remember, knowledge comes with a price. The path is yours to walk. Few will follow. Fewer will survive. Arya turned back toward the tunnel. We're ready, she said softly. The ship, the crew, humanity, we will step forward. The keeper pulsed one last time, sending a wave through the chamber that felt like both a warning and a blessing. The heartbeat of the signal slowed, merging with the rhythm of the ship. The path forward was clear, but dangerous. The edge of human space was no longer the end. It was the beginning. The horizon's edge floated silently in orbit around the monolith, yet the silence was heavy, almost alive. The keeper's words echoed in every mind aboard the ship. Humanity was unique, feared, and observed. Now, the choice rested with them. Stay within the safety of mapped space or step into the unknown where no species dared tread. Arya stood on the bridge, staring at the void beyond. The stars seemed both distant and close, like they were waiting, watching. Solis, she said, give me full scans of the surrounding space. I want to know if anyone, or anything, is near. The AI's calm voice responded, sensors detect unusual activity at the edge of human space. Unknown fleets, energy signatures consistent with advanced species, approaching rapidly. Probability of peaceful encounter. Low. Rico's eyes widened. Captain, the galaxy itself may be aware of our position. We're no longer just observers. We're being noticed. Arya took a deep breath. Then we show them who we are, but carefully. We step forward, not as invaders, but as humans. Diplomacy first. Caution always. We cannot afford mistakes. The crew exchanged tense glances. Some were terrified. Others, like Rico and the engineers, were determined. Fear battled curiosity inside them, but Arya's confidence inspired action. Prepare the ship for long-range communication. Shield strength at maximum. Weapons ready. Only if necessary. Minutes later, the sensors picked up the first approach. Massive alien ships, their forms strange and alien, moving with precision and intent. None had ever crossed human space before, yet here they were, drawn by some instinct or intelligence. The fleet was immense, enough to overwhelm any human ship if they attacked. The crew felt the weight of responsibility. Every species they had studied feared humans, but now the fear might be mutual. Arya realized the galaxy itself was testing them. The same way the monolith had tested their choices, the approaching fleet would measure humanity's intentions, their wisdom, their restraint. Captain, Rico whispered, they're communicating, but not with words. It's a pulse. A resonance. Something like the keeper, but alien. They're observing. Arya nodded. Let them watch. We move slowly. No sudden actions. Show them we are deliberate, not reckless. The fleet's signals pulsed closer. Arya's hands tightened around the console. She realized the truth. Humanity was standing at a turning point. The galaxy had waited for humans to reach this stage. Others feared what they could become. The monolith had warned them. The choice was theirs, power or caution, action or retreat. Decision time, Arya said quietly. We cannot hide. We cannot flee. Humanity cannot step back from the edge forever. We show them what it means to be human. The crew prepared. Shields shimmered. Communications channels opened. Every officer and technician understood that a single wrong move could spark war, or doom them entirely. Yet courage burned inside them. They had come too far to falter now. Arya looked out at the black monolith one last time before turning back toward the approaching fleet. The heartbeat of the keeper's signal seemed to synchronize with her own pulse. She felt a strange calm, clarity cutting through fear. Humanity had a chance to step forward not as conquerors, but as explorers, as a species capable of choice and reason. The fleet's strange pulsing signals increased in intensity. They were watching, judging, waiting for the humans to prove their worth. Arya's voice rang clear across the bridge. Open a channel. Send our intentions. We seek dialogue, not conflict. Let them see who we are. The communication wave pulsed into space, reaching the alien fleet. For a tense moment, nothing happened. Then, a response, a resonance, a vibration that conveyed curiosity, caution, and recognition. The fleet hesitated, giving humanity its first step into uncharted space. Rico exhaled, relief mixing with awe. They're listening. Arya smiled faintly, feeling both weight and hope. This is only the beginning. The galaxy is watching. And now, humanity must prove itself. The horizon's edge floated in the vast blackness, surrounded by the alien fleet. Their shapes were unlike anything humans had ever imagined, twisting geometries, glowing lines, and forms that seemed both organic and mechanical. Thousands of ships, moving with precision and silent purpose, created a wall of presence that pressed on the crew's nerves. The heartbeat of the Keeper's signal hummed faintly through the ship, reminding them of the monolith, the test, and the stakes of every decision. Arya stood on the bridge, her hands tight on the console. "No rash moves," she ordered. "We are observed. We step carefully. One wrong action, and it could be the end." Lieutenant Rico studied the fleet's signals. "Captain, they're not communicating with words. It's a resonance, like a broadcast of thought or emotion. They're trying to understand us, or test us." Arya nodded. "Then we show them who we are. Not through weapons, but through reason." The fleet advanced slowly, surrounding the ship but not attacking. Their movement was deliberate, like predators studying a new species. Every officer on the bridge felt the weight of the moment. Humanity had never faced such scrutiny, and yet it was also an opportunity to prove that they were not a threat, but capable of intelligence, caution, and restraint. Suddenly, the signals from the alien fleet intensified. The ship shuddered as if the resonance itself had physical force. Crew members gasped as visions flickered before their eyes. Alternate outcomes, potential dangers, even deaths that had not happened yet. The fleet was testing them, not with weapons, but with reality itself. "Captain, it's like they're seeing into our choices," Rico whispered. "Every decision we make, they measure. They're watching for fear, for aggression, for intent." Arya's mind raced. The Keeper had prepared them for this, but nothing could fully explain the pressure of being judged by an entire alien species. She realized the truth: humanity's place in the galaxy would not be granted. It would be earned through decisions, restraint, and courage. "Open a channel," Arya said. "We respond, not with threats, but with proof of intelligence. Let them know we choose dialogue." Solis initiated the transmission. A calm, measured signal pulsed toward the alien fleet, conveying curiosity, understanding, and peaceful intent. The humans did not shout. They did not wave weapons. They demonstrated reason and calm, a sign of awareness beyond simple survival instincts. For tense moments, nothing happened. Then, the alien fleet slowed. Ships shifted slightly, their glowing surfaces forming patterns that resonated with the human signals. It was recognition, observation, acceptance, conditional, cautious, but real. Rico let out a breath he hadn't realized he was holding. They understand. They're listening. They're waiting to see what we do next. Arya's eyes scanned the stars. The galaxy was alive with judgment and observation. Every crew member felt the weight of the Keeper's lesson: humanity was being tested, not by firepower, but by wisdom. One wrong action could ignite conflict. One brave choice could earn trust. Suddenly, the heartbeat of the Keeper's signal pulsed through the ship stronger than ever. Shadows on the bridge stretched and warped. The monolith's presence felt near, even across the distance of space. It was a reminder: the true test was not the aliens, but humanity itself. Could they act with restraint, with understanding, with courage? Could they face fear and still choose what was right? Arya straightened. "This is our moment," she said softly. "We do not fight. We do not flee. We show them that humanity is more than fear. That we can make choices that matter. That we can step into the galaxy as equals, not conquerors, not victims, but as humans. The alien fleet pulsed again, a wave of energy and light that swept across the horizon's edge. For a brief moment, the ship and crew seemed connected with the Watchers. The galaxy held its breath, observing humanity's response, waiting for the first true proof that humans were ready to step beyond the edge. Rico turned to Arya, voice low but filled with awe. "Captain, we are being judged. And I think we are passing." Arya's lips curved into a faint, determined smile. "This is only the beginning. Observation can turn to challenge. The galaxy will continue to test us. But today, humanity has shown it can stand and be counted." The alien fleet had drifted back, leaving the horizon's edge alone at the edge of known human space. For the first time, the stars beyond the map stretched out in unbroken darkness, uncharted, mysterious, full of possibility. The heartbeat of the Keeper's signal pulsed faintly, like a distant drum reminding them that their journey had only begun. Arya stood on the bridge, her eyes fixed on the void. "We've passed the test," she whispered. "But this is just the beginning." Lieutenant Rico nodded, his usual calm shaken by awe. "The aliens are watching, but for now, they retreat. They want to see what humanity will do next." The crew understood. The galaxy was not silent, it was alive, observing, measuring, waiting. Every choice they made now would echo across the stars. Every action, every step forward, would define the place of humanity in the universe. Arya turned to her crew. "We leave the map behind. From this moment, human space has no edge. We explore, carefully, wisely. But we explore nonetheless. Humanity belongs among the stars, not confined by fear, boundaries, or the unknown." The ship's engines hummed as they moved forward, beyond the last markers of mapped space. Stars warped in unfamiliar patterns. Nebulae glowed with strange colors. Planets appeared that no sensor had ever seen. Every scan revealed mysteries that could take centuries to understand. Yet Arya felt a thrill she had never known, the thrill of true exploration, unbounded and free. Rico's voice broke the silence. "Captain, these readings. Life. Not just planets and stars. Life forms, intelligent, perhaps as advanced as the monolith. They've never encountered humans. And now, we are here." The crew felt a mixture of excitement and fear. Each moment beyond the map was a step into the unknown. A step that could reveal wonder, danger, or both. The galaxy held its breath, waiting to see if humanity would rise, or falter. The Keeper's pulse faded slightly, no longer a warning, but a presence, a silent guardian watching from the void. Its voice echoed faintly in Arya's mind. "You have awakened. The galaxy watches. Remember, choice defines destiny." Arya felt the weight of those words. Humanity was no longer simply surviving among the stars, they were a force of potential. Every decision mattered. Every action would shape the future, not just for themselves, but for countless civilizations that might follow. As they moved deeper into uncharted space, the first signals from the distant alien species reached them again. No threat this time, only observation, curiosity, and recognition. Humanity had been noticed. Humanity had been acknowledged. The galaxy had finally accepted them as a presence to be reckoned with, not as invaders, not as victims, but as humans capable of greatness. Rico looked around the bridge, awe in his eyes. "Captain, we've crossed the boundary. There is no edge anymore. This is our space now. Not claimed, not mapped, but ours to explore." Arya smiled, her heart racing with both caution and excitement. "Exactly. And we will do it carefully, but boldly. This is what it means to be human, curious, courageous, and unafraid of the unknown." The ship sailed on, past stars that no human had named, through nebulae that shimmered with impossible colors, toward a future unwritten. The monolith, the Keeper, and the Watchers of the galaxy had done their part. Now, it was humanity's turn. For the first time, the galactic map was no longer the limit. Humanity had crossed the edge, not with violence, but with courage, intellect, and hope. The galaxy watched silently, and humanity sailed boldly into the vast, dark unknown, ready to leave its mark. And somewhere in the void, the Keeper pulsed once more. This is only the beginning.